All right. I think we're rolling here. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go. This is another exciting edition of the My Colony podcast, and I'm doing this one live just to test out, even though no one's watching, but I am going to rip it and upload it later. But what I wanted to talk about here is what's going on in the whole My Colony universe, because there's been a few new things that come out, and we're going to go ahead and look at some of that now. The first thing I want to talk about, since I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast before, is Lunar Incorporated. This is just one you can go check out. It's on all mobile devices, on the Ape Apps launcher, on Windows, everything, my website. And this is just a business management game built on the My Business Empire 2 engine. And you basically, it's in the My Colony universe. You're on the moon and you're building up a business and you're trying to get rich. The game looks like this. It's pretty fun. Go ahead and check it out if you are interested in that. But so I don't have a lot to say about Lunar Inc. in this update. The next thing I want to talk about is Terra Nova 4X. This is a game that is in beta mode very much. I wanted to have it released last month, but I just didn't get to it. This is a 4X strategy game based on the My Empire engine, but it is also in the My Colony universe. Basically, this is the first Earth-like world discovered by humanity, and all the different factions of Earth are trying to get to it and settle it. And so it very much plays like a civilization type game. You build up your cities, you build up your settlements, you find resources, and you try to destroy all the other players. Now, this game is only like a quarter done, okay? And so there's still a lot that I need to add to it. It's missing a lot of content, it's missing a lot of dialogue, missing a lot of graphics. But you could go ahead and play it now, test it, and let me know what you think. So that is Terra Nova 4X. And I'm not going to spend any more time talking about that one. Then I want to go ahead and talk about the original My Colony. This has gotten quite a few updates since the last podcast, which is probably like a year ago now. There was a Dark Matter update, which was almost entirely community submitted content. I've added custom kind of like bonus structures to where you can pay ape coins to get some extra structures that nobody else has. I release those every once in a while. I haven't done one in a couple months here, but I'll probably add some more. And then I also added challenges, which you can see by clicking on the challenge icon here, where every day a new challenge will come up and players can compete and to see who can build up the most resources and challenges. And so over the next few updates, I'll clean up the challenges a little more. I'm going to make kind of a season thing to it, to where every few months a season of the challenges ends, so that, as you can see, first place here is so far ahead that nobody else can get on the leaderboard. Once I add a seasonal thing to it, other people will be able to participate in the challenges and have a chance to win. So I'm going to add that. But in terms of just actual content, there's probably not a whole lot more coming to the original My Colony. I consider it mostly done, except for just various fixes and some cleanups to the various existing features and content. So that's all I wanted to show with the original My Colony. Then I wanted to get to the big one, which is My Colony 2, which is what's going to be getting 90% of the development work in the My Colony universe over the coming year or so. I want to get this released on Steam by the end of this year, and in order to get that, there's still a lot that it needs. It needs music and sound, for one thing. It needs a lot more content. It needs a few more features, some more polish, and all that. But the game is actually coming along pretty good from where it was, and I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my worlds, the Barrens, and just to show you guys some of the new things that have been added over the last few updates to My Colony 2. As you can see, I have a big security wall around this settlement here. For those of you who don't know, My Colony 2 has combat in it, and one of the things that happened over the last few months here is one of the users on My Colony 2, who goes by Pome, as some of you who play might know him, kind of built up a reputation for joining people's worlds, building up an army, and then doing surprise attacks on all their settlements. I kind of made some changes in the last few updates that makes it a little harder to just kind of sneak up and destroy someone's settlement without them knowing. But even still, it did kind of show players that it is important to build up defensive systems in your colonies. So if you have a big settlement going and you plan to do multiplayer, you should have at least a defensive barrier somewhere. That being said, let me scroll around the colony here. And if you're just listening to the podcast, you're actually going to miss out on a lot in this episode because it's pretty visual. But I want to show you some of the new things if I can find them in my city here. Let's see, where am I going? I think I might be in the wrong location. Okay, you can see some of the new content right here, actually. This here is the advanced microchip factory. This has been needed for a while, a bigger microchip factory to make better microchips. We have the advanced one now, which is kind of the middle tier between the regular and the alien microchip factory that has been in the game for some time now, but it's very expensive. So that's kind of the middle ground. Here's a upgraded robot factory, so you can pump out robots quite a bit faster. I think most of you probably know about the Galactic Board of Trade, which was added a few updates ago. It's actually a really nice model that was submitted by the community. And you can see all the different things you can trade here, all the different resources that are in the game. Let's go. What I wanted to find was some of the newer, taller structures. I got another Galactic Board of Trade right there. Unfortunately, since I'm doing a screen record here, it's kind of slowing down my gameplay. Here's another new structure that was added a couple updates ago. I'm going to click on that right there. This is another community submitted structure, the Advanced Drilling Platform. And if you look at the stats, it actually brings in a little bit of everything. At the cost of helium-3, you get ore, regolith, gold, aluminum, oil, salt water, clay, and even alien artifacts. So that is a good one to have. Of course, always the important fish are us. But where is my main area with my tall buildings? The stuff I wanted to show off. Alright, I gotta scroll over here. Well, again, if you're listening, this probably isn't very exciting. Yeah, I didn't realize with the recording going, it was going to be so slow to scroll around my city here. Oh, here's a new power plant. Yeah, I wanted to show this to you guys. Let me go ahead and get over by it. This is the ether crystal reactor. Now, it requires both crystalline and ether to operate. And as you might know, there's only one planet you can get ether on, which is the abandoned world. So in order to operate this thing, you're going to have to be importing ether from the Galactic Board of Trade. But it does provide by far the most power in the game. I think it gives you 55,000 power, which is pretty good. So if you can afford it, if you can source the materials, that is going to be the power plant you want to build. Let's see, going around here. My colony is getting too big. It's hard to find anything. Let's see, here I am at this perimeter wall again. Oh well, maybe it's not very important. I'll just go ahead and tell you what I added. I added the investment bank from the original My Colony. Always a favorite, the investment bank. I also added a new trade building. I think it's called the Galactic Trade Authority that ups your resource trading cap significantly. And yeah, there's just some other stuff like this. Yeah, it's really bumming me out, the slowness of the scrolling there. But anyway, I want to go ahead and tell you some of the things that are going to be upcoming in My Colony too. And if I can get it to load without lagging out, let me go ahead and go over to player mode. Click on that and go to my local world character. And it shouldn't take me to a blank screen like this. That's what it did. Alright, I don't think my poor laptop can handle showing you all this and trying to stream at the same time, which is a shame. So I'll just tell you about it. Okay, player mode is the mode where you can take on the role of an individual colonist and then walk around your colony, look at things and do stuff. And you kind of saw, even though it was glitched out, a little hint at the user interface of it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So here you got my guy. I've added to the player mode, as you can see, you got your health bar up in the corner, you got a radar, you got a compass showing what direction you're going. You kind of have a readout that says where you're at, which building you're looking at, and stuff like that. What I'm going to be adding to this is it's going to be a inventory system, kind of like a role-playing game where you can collect items and have an inventory. Obviously, your guy is going to have health, as you can see there. You're going to be able to equip items, weapons, different kind of items, walk around. And I'm going to have some kind of way to where you can complete quests. I'm also, with the new Stargate that was added to the game, I'm going to make it so your character can travel from one planet to the next, one server to the next, and do things in your world and other people's worlds, travel to other worlds. I'm going to make it so server owners can create NPCs with quests that players from other servers can join with their character and go ahead and complete. So that should just be something that's fun for people to do. And so, over the next few months, this is a feature that's really going to be developed out. Oh, look, there's an investment bank right in front of me. You can see it. Oh, my guy. It's the one in the center middle there. I won't be able to get a good look at it from this mode, but maybe if I leave player mode, I can go ahead and show you that. Zoom out. Where am I? Okay, here it is. There's my investment bank. Yeah. So that investment bank model took a little bit of time to make. Just not because it's overly complicated, but once you get so many voxels in a voxel paint model, the program really kind of starts slowing down. So anyway, that is pretty neat. I'm glad I have that there.